No one expected. Waking up 5 minutes earlier can help your brain become more alert. There are habits that sound small, but when you actually experience them, you will realize they are turning points. 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Sounds like a trivial number, right? But don't underestimate it. Because behind those 5 minutes is a story that many people have missed. The story no one tells about those 5 minutes. Imagine your morning. The alarm clock rings. You rub your eyes, reach for it to turn it off. Maybe you press snooze, another 10 minutes. Maybe you jump up in a hurry, your mind still hazy as if you were lost in a misty rain. It's the moment most people have in common. Tired, mentally unprepared, moody, and the day feels like it's running on empty. But then there's a small group, a very small group, who wake up just 5 minutes earlier than you. And what's the difference? It's not that they have more time, it's that they have a different startup brain. The moment of consciousness. Neuroscientists call the period right after waking sleep inertia. This is the state where your brain isn't fully on. You might be sitting up, pouring coffee, even driving, but part of your brain is still asleep. And here's the cool thing. Just giving yourself 5 minutes, just 5 minutes of quiet, unhurried, unstressed time to let your brain adjust, will dramatically change your alertness, focus, and information processing. This isn't a tip or trick to be more productive. This is a way to trick your own biological inertia. A study from the University of Colorado found that people who spend 5 to 10 minutes being mindful before engaging in physical or mental activity have 23% faster reaction times and significantly higher short-term memory, simply because they give their brains a proper warm-up. The secret stories of successful people. Take a look at the habits of people who achieve peak performance. From CEOs of major corporations, to creative artists, to special forces soldiers. They don't just wake up early. They wake themselves consciously. And for many of them, it's those first 5 minutes after waking up that are where all the important decisions of the day are made. Not because they do anything great in those 5 minutes, but because they do nothing at all, except let themselves be fully awake. Your word. Do you remember the last time you woke up with a clear head? No stress, no rush, just a gentle awareness that you're alive, breathing, and ready for the day? You may think that's a long way off. But it's actually just 5 minutes away. And that's something no one ever tells you. It's not that you need more time. You just need a moment to get started right. So what actually happens in those 5 minutes? And how can a small change have such a ripple effect on your nervous system, your emotions, and your productivity? We'll dive deeper in the next section, where you'll learn what's really going on in your brain during those few seconds, and how to use them intentionally. Part 2. Inside the brain at 5 a.m. The gateway to the brain. Now imagine you're walking into a room full of equipment, the space that controls every emotion, behavior, decision, and memory in your body. That's your brain. And the moment you wake up is when that control center is turned on. But it's not a full-on switch. It's a process. A sophisticated trigger, where each part of the brain wakes up in order. Surprisingly, the part of the brain responsible for judgment, logical thinking, and emotional regulation, called the prefrontal cortex, is the last to wake up. It takes time. It doesn't respond well to rushing. And that's why, if you jump right into email, texting, or social media when you wake up, you're disrupting the very part of your brain that's best at helping you make the best decisions. The 5-minute domino effect. 5 minutes isn't about doing more work. Those 5 minutes are a mental investment. In the first 5 minutes after waking up, your cortisol levels, the hormone that triggers your fight or flight response, increase slightly. This is a completely normal physiological phenomenon. But if you jump right into the noise, the phone, the deadline, the honking of a car, or even negative thoughts, cortisol will spike more than it needs to. The result? You start your day feeling stressed, irritable, and your mind is in overdrive, and you don't know why. But if you spend those first 5 minutes in silence, just sitting up, breathing deeply, looking out the window, feeling the natural light, you're giving your body the signal. Everything is okay. I own this morning. And that's when dopamine, the neurotransmitter of satisfaction and motivation, kicks in. A great trade-off. Proof from Achievement Brain. In a study conducted at Harvard, scientists tracked the morning behavior of more than 1,000 people for 6 months. People who woke up 5 to 10 minutes earlier than usual, but did not use that time to work, but to wake up in silence, showed an average increase in productivity of 18%, a 31% increase in self-satisfaction, and most importantly, their ability to handle stressful situations improved significantly. Not because they had any special skills. It was because they did not throw their brains into battle while they were still in their pajamas. No big changes needed. It may sound like you need a new lifestyle, but in fact, you do not need to turn everything upside down. Just start with a small change. Do not touch your phone for the first 5 minutes after waking up. Simply sit in bed, put your feet on the ground, feel the cold floor beneath you, notice how your heart is beating. This is not meditation, it is not a complicated technique. It is just allowing yourself to be present, before you get carried away. The stories of people who realized the change. A software engineer in Toronto, after trying to wake up 5 minutes earlier every day for a month, shared, "I didn't do anything extra. I just sat, in silence. And strangely, I felt a small void, enough for me to decide who I was going to be that day." A mother of 2 in Seattle, who had suffered from postpartum depression, said, "Those first 5 minutes helped me breathe. It wasn't a cure, it was a start, every morning." These stories are not miracles. They are proof. A small habit, if repeated consciously, will change the very neural map of your brain. The most important part is coming soon. So, if you know that 5 minutes is pure gold for your mind, how can you make the most of it without feeling frozen or floating? In the final part, we will get to the heart of the matter. What can you do in those 5 minutes? Something simple, but that will create a chain reaction for the whole day? And more importantly, how can you turn it into a long-term habit, so that you are not only more alert, but also in control of your emotions, your focus, and yourself? Part 3. Turn 5 minutes of wake up into a mind weapon. Closing with depth, specificity, and strong inspiration, leading viewers to a more conscious choice of living. Not what to do, but how to do. We have talked about how those 5 minutes can change the way your brain works, changing your mood and biological responses throughout the day. But here is what many people still misunderstand. Those 5 minutes are not for you to get something done, but for you to feel alive, clear, alert, and present. The question is not what should I do in those 5 minutes, but how should I be present in the first 5 minutes of a day? 3 simple habits, powerful chain effect. Here are 3 simple, easy-to-remember steps, no tools, no fancy techniques, that will help you make the most of the first 5 minutes after waking up. 1. Don't run up. Lie for 30 more seconds with clear consciousness. Open your eyes, but don't jump up. Just lie there, take a deep breath, and then exhale. Pay attention to your heartbeat, your breathing, and even the light outside, whether dim or bright. At this point, you are not a machine that just turned on. You are a living being coming back into the world. That awareness, the gentle, slow return, sends a safe signal to your brain. And you'll be surprised to see, the feeling of dizziness, stress, or boredom disappears in just a few seconds. 2. Ask a simple, but deep question. Ask yourself a question as soon as you sit up. No need to answer right away. Just ask. For example, what do I want to feel today? What action can I choose to take that will make me proud? If I could do just one thing to make today better than yesterday, what would it be? This isn't about planning. This is about getting your brain to be proactive, rather than reactive, to the world. The right thought at the right time can create a positive domino effect that lasts for hours. 3. 1 minute of silence. Allow the brain to connect. During those 5 minutes, take at least 1 minute, just to sit still. No need to close your eyes. No need for formal meditation. Just do nothing. It sounds simple, but try it, you will see. The silence of the morning has its own kind of power. It is the space for the deepest things inside you to speak. Not everything needs to be explained right away. But just being there or with yourself is enough for your brain to understand. I am not a victim of today. I am the creator of it. Transforming habits. No willpower, just rhythm. You don't need to be a 4 a.m. person, you don't need to imitate anyone. What you need is just a rhythm, regular, repetitive, and meaningful. If you repeat this 5 minutes every morning, for 21 days, then 30 days, you will notice better concentration, less stress in unexpected situations, more stable emotions in relationships, and most importantly, you start to believe in yourself more. Not because of motivation, but because of presence. In the end, awakening is not a luck. You know, wakefulness is not something you wish for, it's something you create. And no one else can do it for you. Those 5 minutes, if you don't take them, the world will take them away from you. Work, news, social media, worries, they all come rushing in. But if you hold on to those 5 minutes, you keep a part of your mind. Some people spend their whole lives trying to find peace. Some people just need 5 minutes every morning. And you? Do you choose to let those 5 minutes pass by, or do you choose to let them awaken you?